Hello guys, welcome to CS Tech Solution. Today's is learn as SQL. Today's is learn as a temporary table. What is a temporary table? A temporary tables is a table that stores the data as the temporarily during as a database session, and it is the automatically as a deleted then it is no longer is needed. And the real life example things of a rough notebooks, and you write a temporary notes, and after the finishing your the works you throw its away. And similarly the temporary tables is stored a temporary data. And the types of the temporary tables as a local temporary tables and as a global temporary tables. First, as a local temporary table, local temporary tables is visible so only to current user sessions, and then the sessions is and the tables is automatically as deleted. And the syntax in SQL server to use as the create a tables and the counts inside as employee IDs is a int, and the semicolons and sorry as commas, and the names where case, and the counts inside as 50 is a size, and commas, and the salaries is the decimal counts as the 10 commas 2, and the counts close and the main counts close and the semicolon. And insert the data, so use as an insert into the table names and as values inside the gives as a values like as the IDs 101s, and the commas names is single quotes inside the Amit, and the commas, and the single as commas, and the salaries has to gives like 50,000s, and the counts close and the commas inside the another counts, and another record of the employees to gives, and after as a semicolon. And display the data, so use the select star from and the table name and a semicolon. And is a temporary table, so as use the has and after to write the table name is a has sign to show as a temporary tables. Is a local temporary tables, and the output is employee IDs names and the salaries is show inside the table. And the second is a global temporary table. Global temporary tables is visible to all the database session, and it is the deleted then so all the sessions as using it is as closed. And the syntax is the SQL server as a create tables, and the double hash sign, and is a table names is a employee globals, and the counts inside as employee IDs is integers, and the commas names is varchars, and the size is 50, and the commas, and the salary is a decimal, and the counts inside the 10 commas 2, and main counts close and the semicolon. Is insert the data, so as use the insert into and the double hash sign, and the table names and the values as to gives like counts inside as IDs, and the commas inside the as salaries, and the commas and names, and the commas after as a salary, and the counts close, and is the same process of many data as to gives in the tables, and last as a semicolon. And display the data, so as use the select star from and the double hash sign, and is the table names and the semicolon. And so the local temporary table as use only the tables before the one hash sign, and the global temporary table as use the table name before as a two hash sign. Other topics is a sequence. What is the sequence? Sequence is a database object, and that is the generate the unique numbers as automatically, and it is the commonly used in the generated IDs. And notes as a sequence are as available in a database such as Oracle, PostgreSQL, SQL Server 2012 plus, and these are not supported in a MySQL. And write a syntax as create a sequence, and the table name is employee sequence, and start with as 1, and incremented by as 1, and the semicolon. And after to get next numbers, so as select next values, and for the employee sequence and the semicolon. So the output as a first time as 1 has to print, and the next execution to show as a 2, and after the third time execution as to show as a 3, and the delete the sequence to write as a drop sequence, and the sequence names is employee sequence and the semicolon. The identity and the auto increment topics as what is the identity and the auto increment. It automatically generate next unique numbers for as a primary key, and no need to enter IDs is manually. And the SQL server is a identity as create the table is a create table, and the table names counts inside as employee IDs int, and the identities counts as 1 commas 1, and the counts close and the semicolon, sorry, as commas, and the names is varchars, and the size is 50, and commas, and the salary is decimal counts as 10 commas 2, and the main counts close and the semicolon. Identity means as counts inside 1 commas 1 is means as first values to, so as first value is 1 is start with 1, and second is increase by as a 1, so the first times is 1, and the second time 2, and third time is 3. And as a insert the data, as a insert the data inside the query, as a insert into the table names and the counts, and the names comma salary, two columns, as employee ID is automatically generated, and values inside the counts as names has to gives like Amit, and the commas as the salary is 50,000, and the counts close and the commas, and another values has to gives like counts inside the names is Neha, and as salary is 40,000, and the counts close and the semicolon. And the output as to show as employee IDs is the identity to use, and first employee IDs like automatically gives as 1 is identities to show as start with 1, so as first ID is 1, and the Amit the data has to show, and another says identity is increased by the 1, and 2 has to show in the second record, and Neha's record has to show. And MySQL is used as a auto increment, and is the same as the identity, like the create table and the table names and the counts inside as a employee ID int, and the auto underscore increment to write, and the primary key and the semi, sorry, as a commas, and the names is varchar, and the size is 50, and the commas, and the salary is decimal, and the counts inside the 10 commas 2, and the main counts close and the semicolon. And insert the data in MySQL, so as a insert into as a table names and the counts inside as a names commas salary, and the counts close and the values inside the counts as Amit is the names has to gives, and commas as a salary in the counts close, and the commas inside the another counts to show as another records, and after as a close so as use as semicolon. So the output as same of the identity to as employee ID first as 1, and after the auto increment so as second time as 2, and the third employees values has to give, the employee ID is 3. Thank you guys to watch the videos. Please subscribe the channel, on the notification and bell icon.